So tonight's dinner is a bit of a concoction. I wanted to use some butter beans. So first of all, I'm chopping up some veg here. Green pepper, onions, a little bit of celery, and lots of mushrooms. I never liked mushrooms when I was young, but now I absolutely love them, and they're really low in calories and full of vitamin D and bulk out a meal and quite easy to cut as well. Oh, there's one hiding. Yeah, get in. So I'm using some of this Saklan vegan tomato pesto. Not because I'm a vegan, as you'll see later. I'm going to put chicken in this, and I love these bold beans. These are the queen butter beans, and they come in a lovely tasty stock. So that all goes into the cooking. You don't need to drain them, you don't need to rinse them. I keep a note as I'm going along of the weights and the ingredients, which I'll input into my database later to keep a track of how many calories are in this dish. In with a bit of olive oil. That's all I use for my cooking. Olive oil goes in absolutely everything. I get through gallons of the stuff. And yeah, you've noticed I've got a Le Creuset pan. They're very heavy, but I like the fact that they don't move when I'm stirring them. In with some onions. I weigh everything out into these little yogurt pots. Makes them easy to tip in and easy to weigh. Then adding my chopped green peppers and celery into the pan. There you go, to join the onions. Oh, don't forget that bit. Give everything a stir. Love a wooden spoon. Then I'm going to lower the heat and I'm going to cover everything over. So those vegetables are going to be kind of partially steaming. I want them to soften a bit. I don't want to take away all the crunch, but they need to be a bit softer than that. Lid off, give them a quick stir again, make sure they're not sticking to the bottom. I don't really want them to be caramelising. I don't really want them to be browning. I want them to just be gently simmering in the steam. The stir. Quick whiz around, get them off the bottom. They're softening nicely now. Nearly done. I use this wheeled stool in my kitchen to whiz around on. I can walk, but I find standing quite difficult. And this gets me around really quickly and safely from A to B, so that's where I tend to keep my pieces of paper away from all the cooking splashes. And do you like my apron? It's coming to the end of its life now. I get a lot of wear out of my aprons. And another stir, lid off. I think this will be the final stir. I think those are nicely cooked now. I'll give you a little show of my kitchen here. Most of it is lowered so that I can access it from a seated height. And my cooker and my microwave have been positioned in an exact position to make them easy for me to get into and out of. That's my microwave, no turntable, a drop down door so I can get things in and out. And this is my oven. It's got these shelves that pull out, which mean that I can easily lift things into and out of the oven when they're hot. And we're having some building work done at the moment, so that's why we've got that board all nailed up, cutting off half the kitchen. Hopefully everything should be finished at that end in about a week's time. That's my supplements there on the top. Just showing you this nifty little cupboard that I had incorporated into the design of my kitchen. It's on the end of the island. It's got really shallow shelves, ideal for keeping all my tins, and you can see everything on display. You can never have too many tomatoes or pulses or beans. Oh, and that's my other half's secret stash of rice pudding there. I've got some more shallow cupboards in the back of the island. This is where I keep my flour and all sorts of other bits and pieces. Much easier for me to reach than wall units, so there are no wall units in the kitchen. Oh, and those are our chestnuts picked locally, and my other half's kefir, and oh yes, you've got to love a bit of scented oil burning. So the kitchen's designed so I can do a lot of things with my feet. This is where we keep our plates and our bowls. They're very low down, but that's much easier for me to lift things in and out safely without breaking them. And these are quite handy. I keep all my oils close to the stove, easy to access. And in this final cupboard, I've got some of these kidney-shaped shelves that you pull out. Again, I can do everything with my feet. Pull it out. It's amazing how large they are and the weight that they will hold. This really changed the design of my kitchen, having these. Gets rid of those dead corners in the kitchen and makes everything really easy to access. This is where we keep our mugs. I mean, how many mugs do we need? There's a lot of mugs there. And a lot of bag clips. Back to my cooking on the stove now, lid back off. I've added the mushrooms. Give everything another stir. Do you know about these Adam Way scales? And do you know how to use them to get things like this pesto out of a jar? Put the jar on, zero the scales, like so. Then you take out whatever you want from it, the pesto, and the scales will give you the weight of what you've taken out. I wanted 40 grams, so you can see, just over 43 grams. In with the pesto, into the butter beans and the vegetables. Like to get every single bit of that pesto off, give it a good stir. Get everything incorporated. Now I'm going in with the butter beans. Sometimes these are really jam-packed in there, but this jar wasn't too bad. They were kind of free-flowing, but these are really lovely butter beans. The texture's just perfect and they're a good size as well. And as I said, include the stock. It's all decent stuff. Not too salty, lots of other flavourings. Add it all into the pot. Back on with the lid. Lower it right down. And whilst that's simmering away on the stove, I'm going to lay the table. I love eating at the table. It's a lot easier for me. I can't eat on my lap. And it's nice just to come together at the end of the day and talk about how our day's been. Normally the table isn't pushed up into a corner like that, but we're living in half a kitchen at the moment. Oh, there's our wine collection. Since I've been using Manjaro, I'm not really drinking much wine. And there's my air fryer. That's normally in the utility room, but it's been moved out of here whilst the building work's being carried out on top of this little electric fire. I bought this ages ago and I love it. Do you know what these words mean? Pomme de terre and oignon? Yep, it's for potatoes and onions. Bit more of my kitchen. Forgot to put the plate warmer on. Put the plate warmer on. I love my plate warmer. There's nothing worse than a cold plate when you're serving up nice hot food. Totally ruins a meal in my opinion. So that's an essential item in any kitchen I have from now on. Oh, and don't forget, nice big drink when you're on Manjaro. Keep yourself hydrated. I probably get through about 4 or 5 of these pints a day. It's Vimto squash. I really like it. Give everything another stir. Everything's looking lovely now. Nice and creamy sauce. Vegetables all nice and cooked. Turn it right down, put the lid on, have a little wipe up. Here's some chicken thighs that I've roasted and frozen. I cook a whole big tray at a time. Saves on electricity. I wasn't sure whether or not these had bones in. They do actually have bones in. So they were quite small really, just one each. So I'll take the skin off those before we eat them. But I cook them with the skin on because it keeps the flesh of the chicken nice and moist and adds flavour. Oh, there's my list. See what I mean about it getting covered in splashes. Chicken thigh, only 103 grams. Right, let's get that chicken into the pan now. Give that all a stir. In with the chicken. I'll make sure that's bedded right down to the bottom so that it's immersed in the sauce. This is just going in about 20 minutes before the end of cooking time so it can warm through. Time to serve up now. I'm not a professional chef. I don't wipe the edges of the plates. That's my portion. Probably about a quarter of the butter beans. Call out, come to the table. He's bringing his slice of bread and butter and I'm lighting the candles. Gotta love a candle. Just makes the whole house feel nice and cosy and warm as the evenings draw in. Let's get stuck in.